right, welcome to our show. Thank you for tuning in, and we appreciate you and for everything you do for supporting us and all of that. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, share, and then comment. We really wanted to talk about the herders and the farmers crisis going on in Benue State. As of this year, I think they've killed almost more than 1,000 people in that crisis. For me, I'm not sure what the FG is doing about it. Some time ago, the president asked the IG and then the CDC to take care of the situation. Whether they listen to the president or they just decided to do their own thing, I do not understand. Just yesterday, about 2 days or 3 days ago, the same people came back and then killed women, children, people with promising future, people with dreams and aspirations. They killed them and then the way they kill those people is really heart wrenching, is appalling that nobody is doing anything about it. For me, I'm not sure why the governor is not saying anything or is not taking action. Though I do understand that the buck stop at the desk of the president, or the president is the chief security officer of the federation. But I'm not sure if the governor is not acting because, quote unquote, he's a reverend father. So probably he don't know what it feels to have. Maybe I'm pushing it too much, but maybe he don't know what it means to have children or to lose children. And there has been, a lot of I don't care attitude towards it. He only took some guys from Lagos to go to Benue State with the help of very dark man to go to Benue State to protest for the governor to, start making some move. And the president called, and then the same old, line. The president was telling the governor to arrest the situation, broke up peace between the warring parties. They don't even know who the who the headsmen are. They don't know where they come from, and the president is telling the governor to broker peace. And there are also people that are asking the question because what happened in Rivers State wasn't even not to this level, and the president declared state of emergency. Perhaps because that was a PDP state, and now this is happening in Benue, that is an APC state. He has refused to declare the state of emergency. A lot of people have been calling for him to declare the state of emergency. I guess we will never see that. Maybe there is no political will to solve the problem. Maybe the president is seeing it as seeing the killing or seeing the insecurity as politics, just like the way they did to the Northerners did to Jonathan. Maybe that's his understanding of it. But finally, he has agreed to visit the place. I was looking at the Instagram, and it looks like the governor declared tomorrow as a public holiday because the president is coming. Have them walking, clearing the grass on the. I'm like, okay. It looks like this is psychophancy, and this man is playing to the gallery. He probably have no idea what is going on in his state. So I'm not sure. What do you think, Gaby?
It's a sad situation, and we know this insecurity issue has been going on for a very long time. And it's not just in Benue, it's happening in the north. And even in Enugu, we're hearing stories of herders assaulting women, assaulting people, doing all sort of unthinkable things to the people. And a lot of people are now thinking it's a way of getting rid of the locals in those communities and bringing in the herders. And we've seen videos of cows eating up plants of the local people. These people work too hard, they work very hard to grow their crops. And the herders will bring in their cows and damage their crops, damage their investment, and they have nothing to fall back on. And this is going to, go back to the issue of open grazing. I mean, it's not too much if these cow owners or cow farmers can buy a large land and constrain their cows, constrain their cattle within the wall. If they get a 50-acre land, they can build it up or put a fence around it and make sure that their cows don't get on other people's property and damage their investments. But it doesn't look like they're looking to go that route. They're always doing open grazing, moving cattle from one end of the state to another. And in that way, they're damaging a lot of things. They're causing a lot of havoc. And a lot of people are saying it's a religious fight because in some of these communities, we're seeing that it's predominantly Christians, and Christians are more affected, even though we know that some Muslims are being affected as well. But it's gone beyond herders and farmers clash. It's gone beyond religious war. This is, genocide. This is genocide at its peak. But we don't really know what's going on. We don't know if the governor understands what's going on in his own state. And it is really sad when the chief of defense staff doesn't really know what's going on, making statement and saying in his opinion when they should have done their research. They should have intel on what's going on out there. If they're trying to fish people out from their homes, for saying things on social media, they know how to go about it. Technology is now advanced. They can see what's going on. Up in the here, we have Air Force, we have military. We spend a lot of money investing in military equipment. At the end of the day, the people don't feel like they're being listened to. The people don't feel secured in their own communities. It's just all around sad. It's a sad situation, and maybe a way to fix this problem is to give everyone access to guns so people can protect themselves. Because if people are coming to you with assault rifles, rummaging through your farms, rummaging through your homes, burning you while you're sleeping at night, you need a way to be able to fight back. But it's unfortunate that in Nigeria, the people do not have that opportunity. They don't have access to guns, but the herders, they have access to guns, quote unquote, to protect their cows. But people can't get guns to protect themselves, which is sad. That's something our government needs to definitely look at. Definitely, look at giving individuals ability to be able to defend themselves. And I believe a while back there was this man that fought against one of the Fulani men that attacked him. The court actually sentenced him into be life imprisonment or to be killed because the Fulani guy attacked him and he fought back. He killed the guy in self defense, but he's now out there paying for it because he tried to defend himself. So our government, if they can't protect our people, they need to at least give them the opportunity to be able to defend themselves. I know we don't want to turn into a lawless country. We don't want to turn into a country that people can go out and get guns, and we don't have good system in place to track who has guns or who don't. But at the same time, we need to give the tools needed for our people to be able to protect themselves.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. In fact, I think sometime early this year or late last year, Senator Ned Nwoko, raised that point that Nigerians should be licensed to carry. People should be able to carry arms to protect themselves. And what I don't understand about Nigeria is those elders, they're able to carry arms and ammunition. They will carry their AK-47, walk past the military checkpoint, walk past police, and they won't do nothing. But let somebody from South or Southwest or the West, carry, knife or whatever, the person will probably, if care is not taken, the person will probably rot in the police custody for just doing that. It's just sad. I think in Nigeria right now, I think there's some people are more Nigerian than others, and it's clearly shown. I think the Constitution, the Nigerian Constitution, made that very clear that some people are more Nigerian, especially quote unquote the Northerners. It just feel like they are more Nigerian than people from the South Side and the Southwest. It shows in everything, in the appointment, in the politics. It shows that whatever they want, they get whatever they want. In the power dynamics, tomorrow if the North, just like when they started threatening Tinubu that he couldn't get a second term, Tinubu started consolidating the West and the South just to be able to get back for second term. And right now there is an issue that people they are trying to drop Shetima as his vice president. So what I'm trying to say is that they always think that they are more Nigerian than the rest of us. And I think the Senate, although the Senate is very, very compromised right now, Even the House of Rep is very compromised, so they are under the wings of the executive. Otherwise, I would have said they need to revisit that bill that Ned Moko proposed, that people should be able to carry arms to defend themselves. In fact, even the elite, the elite, some of them are able to carry arms. I've seen one musician in Nigeria, carry arms to wherever he's going to perform. Yes. So why shouldn't the rest of Nigerians, be able to do that? Like you said, there is no good system to track who has gun and who don't have. And in fact, even without people being licensed to carry, you did be surprised that a lot of people have, gun. Those police men, though I don't have facts, I don't have the fact to buttress my point, but you did be surprised that those police, they are selling weapons to people. It won't be difficult for them to do. So I think the Senate, the House of Rep, there should be a political will to solve this problem once and for all. Is either they take a decisive action against these people, or they give people the opportunity to be able to, to bear arms to defend themselves. And then the political class need to show the political will to do that. They need to be, to feel concerned. And I think, the people that, that are into quote unquote like a Boko Haram, I think they should, the games they not are playing, I don't quite understand the game. They will capture these people, they will call them repentant Boko Harams, they will rehabilitate them and say they are putting them back into the society. And I think that is counterproductive. It's not, people should be able to see these people, brought to book. People should see them, they go through the court system, and then be sentenced and they serve their sentence. There is no reason why we should be reintegrating them into the society. That would not change anything. Well, I also believe in second chance, but I believe that the level of crime that those people have committed, I don't think they will ever change. In fact, they'll just get into some of them, they put them in the military, they put them in the police department, they put them, in the security departments. And then before you know, they will start sabotaging the security distance. So I think reintroducing them or reintegrating them into the society is counterproductive. They need to stop doing that. And the issue in Benue State, I think the governor of Benue State should actually, well, I was actually having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and I told the person that the governor of Benue State and governor of Rivers State, if not because the leadership recruitment process is so faulty, those people at best are better suited for like a counselor, or class captain, because they don't have the backbone. They don't know what it means to be a leader. They don't know the kind of power they possess. They don't know what they have as a leader, the arsenals, the tools they have under their control. They don't know. Look at the governor of Benue State talking about I don't endorse people to to resort to self-help. Go and tell somebody that they wipe out his entire family not to resort to self-help and see what they will do to your face. They will probably redesign your face. I think he don't quite know the what is happening in his state. Maybe all of this is happening, he's not acting, he's having all these I don't care attitude because he don't have children, so he don't know what it means to, to lose loved ones. I would really see that situation fixed. And Tinubu that is visiting tomorrow, let it not just be that he's going there for photo ops, because it looks like that's what the IGP at that did today. And the CDC, they just went there for photo ops and the whole place was busy. You did be surprised as soon as they leave, those guys will come back and just, take care of another 200 people. Yeah, there should be a political will from the executive to the legislature to the judiciary and to our law enforcement. There should be a political will to solve that problem. And yeah, when you said people believe that is ethnic cleansing and the genocide, yeah, it does look like it. It does look like it, because if it is not, tell me what a 3-year old or a 5-year old did to you that you will butcher the person, like in a gangster manner, like somebody, like all these drug lord, they have encounter with all these drug lords. Why would you do that? So yeah, most people believe that is ethnic cleansing, but the governor knows better. Maybe he has some information or some security details, or that we don't know about. So he's saying that it's not an ethnic cleansing, that he's not a genocide. So maybe he can tell us what is happening in his state.
Yes, definitely agree with everything you said. Leaders are not doing a great job when it comes to the issue of security. And I guess it's because they don't really care about the people. They say they call something NIMBY, not in my backyard. Maybe it's because it's not in their backyard. Maybe it's because their family members are not affected. That's why they're not, paying too much attention to it. There were over 100 people killed in this incident, and it's one too many. This has been happening for many years. And, we're getting too accustomed to this situation. And I hope they can quickly come to the aid of these little communities and help them out. Because if you keep saying it's not in my backyard, before you know it, it'll be right in your backyard. It'll be your family member's thorns, and you won't like it. A lot of people are being displaced. A lot of people have lost their loved ones. What would you tell those people? What would you tell those people to make them feel better if you're not doing a good job? And a lot of people didn't really pay attention until VDM came out and posted about it. But now it's gathered attention all over the world, and a lot of people are paying attention. Well, our leaders definitely need to do a better job. One thing before we wrap up, one thing I want us to talk about is another storyline that is out there, that the West is trying to get GMO foods into Africa, especially in Nigeria. That's why they're trying to get rid of all the farmers, get rid of all the organic foods, and bring in GMO seeds to, make that widely available in Nigeria. What's your take on that?
I kind of heard about it that it has to do with somebody in America, a billionaire that has a lot of money, and then that he's championing that cause. But however, I don't really have any data or anything to prove that that is what is going on. We could ask the question, is it connected to the insecurity in Nigeria? I don't quite believe that. I think GMO, in fact, you don't even need to create insecurity for people to buy GMO. If somebody goes to the market and a GMO yam is 50 naira and the organic one is 150, you will quickly make that decision for yourself. That is, you go to Walmart. When you go to Walmart to shop, you see name brand and you see great value. Is it great value? Yeah, you see great value, the Walmart home brand. I mean, there's always difference in price. You make that decision by yourself. Due to poverty, a lot of people will buy that GMO in a heartbeat. It's only if you are aware to do that, you will say, I want organic. If you want organic, you got to pay for it. And that means, you won't have like enough quantity, but if you want to pay for that GMO, you want to buy that GMO, you'll probably have more, more quantity. So I don't really think that they have to create insecurity to sell GMO if they don't really want to sell it. And let's be frank, population is growing probably faster than people are dying. So they need to take care of the population. People got to eat. So I don't feel indifferent about the GMO, and I don't really see how it's connected to the insecurity in Nigeria.
Yeah, I don't see how it's connected. But at the same time, there's a lot of, stories on the internet about this situation, about, some billionaires bringing in GMO foods or GMO seeds into the country. I mean, as long as people have something to eat, what do you really have to worry about? A lot of people are out there, they're very hungry, can't feed themselves, can't feed their family members. I'm sure they'll gladly accept the GMO foods. But at the same time, we really need to think about what's the root cause of all of these insecurity issues. We know it's difficult for the government to fight insecurity because there are people in the government benefiting from the insecurity. Insecurity gives them a lot of money. So they will try to keep insecurity around for a very long time, as long as they're making money off of it. And it's unfortunate with all the money that people have. I don't understand why they're enriching themselves at the expense of other people. But it is what it is, and hopefully they can change their minds. And because if you think about it, if you wipe out an entire community, and you have a children of your own, you have your own family members. Even if you're not directly affected, there'll be other people close to you that will be affected. So I just think a lot of these leaders are not really thinking very well. They don't care about the people. They only care about their pockets. And maybe they don't even care about their family members. Because if you care about the people you're representing, you want to make sure they're safe and you want to be safe as well. Because at the end of the day, your people are your people. You still gonna go back to your people no matter what happens. But it looks like our leaders don't really think very well.
Yeah, and there is a conversation around the fact that when this Aliyah, the governor Aliyah, when he became the governor, everything was good. Though I remember that during the time of autumn, the former governor, the one that handed over to Aliyah, they were already having this problem with the headers, and the farmers were clashing. And to even think that Benue is the food basket of the nation, most of the yams we eat in Nigeria come from that place. In fact, a lot of foods that we eat in Nigeria come from that place. And though they were already having issue with the farmers and herders in Benue, but I think the thing subsided immediately autumn handed over to Aliyah and everything was going good. I guess he started having problem with Abuja, and that was when the insecurity, the issue started, and it looks like the thing he's getting overwhelmed with everything. And what I don't like about, though I really like Tinubu is a very consistent politician. He didn't promise Nigeria anything, so whatever we see, we just take it. But one thing I don't like about his style of politics, he sees everything as politics, like opportunity to play politics. I don't like that. He wasn't supposed to be the same thing he told Fubara. He told Fubara to check the insecurity or the security situation in his state. But we know that the governor even don't have authority over the CP, Commissioner of Police in his state. In fact, we saw that during Amechi's time as the governor of Rivers State, when the CP was flaunting Amechi's order. Yeah, he told Amechi point blank, you are not in charge of me. I don't take orders from you. I take my order from Abuja. Yeah, CP of his state told Amechi that. So if Tinubu knows all about this, that the police is under you, the military is under you, the DSS, all the security outfits, all of them falls under you, then why do you continue telling these governors to take care of the security situation in their states? In fact, you did be surprised that all these security personnel like the CP, the IG, I'm not saying that they are directly involved, but you did be surprised that they are interested party in all these insecurities. And let us not also forget to make mention that, some of these politicians might be accomplished with this insecurity because during election, they give thugs all these guns, all these ammunitions, to snatch ballot box. What happens to these arms that after the election? Nobody knows. They don't go back to collect these arms, and these arms end up in the wrong hands. So our politicians have some blame to take, and they need to stop this idea, their style of politics in Nigeria, that politics is a do or die affair. Is not just go there, talk about your program, tell people what you will do for them. When you get there, do what you say you will do for people. And when you want to come back for second term, it's easy. That is how you see people here, like Nancy Pelosi, that have been in the House for close to 30 years or more than 30 years. Lindsey Graham has been there for as long as I can remember. And Mitch McConnell has been there for as long as I can remember. That is because they're doing something for their people. What they say they will do, they will get there and champion those causes. When they come back for the election, it's a walkover. So I think the political class in Nigeria should reevaluate the kind of politics they're playing and actually step by their word and do whatever they promise the people that they will do for the people.
Yeah, I mean, Nigerian situation is undescribable. The system doesn't work, and the politicians don't even rely on the votes of the people. They rely on the ability to manipulate the results. So there's no incentive for them to do right by their people. There's no incentive for them to take care of the people. As long as they come every weekend or every other weekend and share a couple of thousands of naira for people to take care of themselves. That's their security allowance or the security votes or whatever allowances they take. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot of holding all those people accountable for them to be able to do a good job by the people for them to be able to make sure that everything is done in a manner that favors the common people. So as we wrap up, just want to encourage everybody out there, stay safe out there. Make sure you're making your voices heard. Go out there and talk to your people, check on your people. Make sure you try to protect yourself. If you don't have access to guns, try to find a way to protect yourself. Yeah, and be safe out there. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and have a good one.